What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with Motorola Moto G Stylus 2026 tips and tricks and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. So this is the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2026. Now, despite this being a mid-range smartphone, this device is actually packed full of a bunch of really awesome features, and I'm looking forward to showing you some of my favorites here in this video. Now, with the launch of this new generation of the device, we are getting a completely redesigned stylus, and that is one of the signature new features this time around. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you take the stylus out of the phone is that you'll now see this pop-up here called the toolbar. Now, with this toolbar, you're really able to fully utilize this new stylus. You'll also notice that with the stylus, when you hover over the display, you'll see almost like a little cursor here. And that's because with this stylus, we're actually getting a battery inside for the first time, and that unlocks a lot of new abilities. Now, if you want to move this toolbar around, just hold down and you can move it wherever you want it to be on the display. In addition to that, you can see there's options here for hover to magnify, add note, a new note, and then also annotate. Now, for the sake of time, I do have a separate video on the channel where I get more in depth into these various features, so definitely watch that video after this video to really learn how to make the most of the stylus on your device. But I do want to show you the settings here within the toolbar, and within here there's a lot of good stuff. So the first thing is I definitely recommend enabling last known location. This will keep track of the last time and location, so if you do happen to lose the stylus, then hopefully by enabling this, you'll have a more likely chance of locating where it is. And if you go to out of case reminders, by default, after 10 minutes, it's going to let you know that the stylus has been missing from the device. And if you want to switch that over to 5 minutes, or if it's kind of annoying and you'd rather have 1 hour or 1 day, you also have those options as well. In addition to that, the toolbar is really nice here on the side, but you can also further customize that. So if you go here, you can actually remove, so you can only fit up to 4 of these unfortunately, but you can remove any of these and then add in the other options available. So you can actually add sketch to image or screen record, and then if you want to as well, you can add in any app on your device. So that gives you a nice quick way to access really anything you want to put here. And one more thing I want to show you, if you go to pen controls, there are a few functionalities of this button on the pen. Now you have to put the pen pretty close to the device where you can see the cursor, but if you single press, it does pull up the toolbar, and then if you long press by default, it's going to bring up annotate mode. Now, if you want to change what the long pressing does, if you go there, you can actually switch it to create a new note, hover to magnify, or even circle to search. Now, if you are a big fan of circle to search, then I'd imagine that you'd love to use this feature using a literal pen. I could see that really bringing out the best of that feature. But again, in a separate video, I do get a lot more detailed into those various features. It's just a lot to put into this one video. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to get a battery percentage in the upper right corner on your device. So you can see by default, we do indeed have a battery status indicator, but it doesn't give us an actual percentage. Now you can pull down the shade and see the percentage, but I want to show you how to get the percentage there at all times. So if you pull down the shade and you go to the gear icon for the settings, then from there, go to search, type in %, and you'll see right there, battery percentage. And then from there, you'll see it right here, and then you can enable that. So now no matter where you are throughout the device, you'll always see the battery percentage. So that's really helpful. Now, if we go back over to here, this is the main battery settings area. So you can just search up battery and you can find all these different options. And there's definitely some really important stuff here. Now, this one is battery saver. You have multiple options for this, but if you enable battery saver, it's going to cut out a bunch of different background tasks, further prolonging your battery life. Now, this is certainly not a feature you'd want to have enabled all the time because it is kind of limiting the functionality of your smartphone, but certainly in those situations where you know you're not going to be able to recharge your device anytime soon, then this definitely comes in handy. Now, another option here is maximum battery saver. This gives us even more restrictions, but in exchange for that, you're saving even more battery. So actually with this, you can only use certain permitted applications, and then other ones you literally cannot use. So that really gives you the most battery life possible. Definitely in those most desperate situations, this would come in handy because having a phone that at least partially works is better than having a phone that's completely out of battery. And you can even allow it to turn off 5G, and you can also pick the essential apps that are actually allowed when using that mode. Now you can also go over to schedule and reminders, and there's more options here. So some of these are already enabled by default, but you can see these ones are not. So reduce battery drain when inactive. It'll use AI to learn your behavior and limit background apps when your phone is inactive. So that's definitely one that I'd recommend enabling. And then we also have set default battery level. So if you enable that, it will automatically put the phone into battery saver at a certain level. So for example, if you want the phone to be in battery saver every time it reaches 50% battery, then you do have that ability, and that's certainly very convenient. It will save you from accidentally not putting the phone in battery saver. So I would definitely enable that and set it to a percentage there of your choice. Also, the phone will turn off battery saver when it reaches 90%. So when you are recharging the device, it will then leave that mode. And then if you don't want battery saver reminders, you can disable that, but this will give you reminders when your battery is actually getting low. Now there's a few more options here I want to show you. So we've got battery protection. So this is not currently enabled, but if you do want to enable it, basically it'll keep your battery healthy by limiting charging to 80%. You can also set a smart schedule if you want to, so it'll let AI learn your charging patterns and optimize battery health. Charging will stop at 80% and then resume an hour before you unplug. So basically the phone is learning you and your lifestyle so that your battery life and your battery health will be as good as it can be as long into the future as possible. You can also set a manual schedule, so you can set a specific schedule to limit charging to 80%. So you can see you can set specific hours for that. You can have it set to always. So lots of different customizations you can make here to really protect your battery into the long term. We've also got Charge Boost. So when Charge Boost is on, your phone will optimize charging by safely boosting charging speeds, and this process may heat up your device. I think this is especially nice to enable, especially considering that this phone does support really fast charging at 68 watts. So Charge Boost can definitely make a difference for you. But those are definitely some battery settings that I would recommend looking into here with the device. Now, if you're looking for a quick and easy way to get to the camera app here on the phone, all you have to do is just double press on the power button, and then from there, it immediately brings up the camera. And then if you long press on this button, it does pull up Gemini, which is also really nice. But if you do want to change this, you can go to the settings, and then go to search, and then type in power, and then from there, you'll see power key right there. And then from there, you can actually change it so that if you press and hold, it can pull up the power menu instead. So I know some people do prefer this so that they have easy access to power off or restart. You can also go to double press, and if you wanted to do nothing instead of pulling up the camera, you also have that option. But honestly, I really like having this ability to just double press and pull up the camera very quickly there. Now with the Moto G Stylus 2026, there's actually an ability to add this really cool and convenient sidebar here. So let me show you how to do that. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, and then type in side, and you'll see right there sidebar. So go there, and then enable that. And then now you'll see this little kind of like notch on the side of the phone. So if you swipe over, this is the sidebar. And then what's nice about this is that you have quick access to various apps, and of course you can customize this. But if you tap on one of those apps, it opens it up in this windowed mode. So it is floating above the operating system, and then you can do other things in the background. You can also resize that, which is really nice. You can tap up top here to minimize. So it's just here as an icon, kind of chilling on the side there. You can tap to reopen it once again. And then from there, if you want to, you can full screen it. But what's also cool too is that if you hold down, you can drop it to either open in full screen, or you can open it in split screen. And then from there, you can pick the secondary application. So I'm going to pick for the other half here to be the clock app. So you can see it's a 50-50 split. So that's a really easy way to multitask here on the device. And then you can also adjust which app you want to take over more of the space compared to the other. So that's certainly really nice here. Now, if we go back over to here and you go to the corner here, you can access any app on your phone. So that's another quick and easy way to get to those apps, and especially if you're already in another app. You don't have to exit out, go back over to here, and search for that app. You can simply do it here through the sidebar. You can also go over to the settings here, and that's where you customize what is in that sidebar. You can also go to tools, and you can add in different tools. And then there's also an option for contacts. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2026. And there are multiple methods to take a screenshot with this device. Now the first way to take a screenshot is to simply hold the volume down and power button for about a second, and then just like that it takes the screenshot, And then from there, you can edit it or share it or delete it. Another way to take a screenshot is to simply take 3 fingers, hold down, and then it takes a screenshot just like that. Now, another way to take a screenshot is to go to your recent apps button, and then you need to pull up whatever app it is that you want to take a screenshot of, and then tap on the screenshot button right there, and then it takes a screenshot. So that's really nice. Now, if you have sidebar enabled and you've added the screenshot option to the sidebar, you can also tap there and it takes a screenshot. And then the final way to take a screenshot with this device is with the stylus. So pull the stylus out, and then if you go to the settings and you have that pen control set for long pressing, you can go into annotate. So we will long press just like this. And it is now taken a screenshot here. And basically with this annotate feature, you get even more options related to it. So you can draw over it, you can do whatever. And then from there, you have options to share it, or you can crop or save. And then now I'm gonna go to my gallery, and you'll see under the annotate folder, it's now been saved here with my annotation, which this annotation is more of a scribble, but you get the idea. But that's how to take a screenshot with the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2026. Now with this device, by default, we are getting the Android 3-button navigation. However, if you wanna switch this over to gestures, you do have that ability. So what we're gonna do is go back over to the settings, go to search, type in nav, and then you'll see this option, 3-button navigation. So go there. And then now you can actually go to the settings here. And if you want to change the button order, you have that ability. So maybe if you're left-handed or right-handed, you might have a preference based on that. And then you can go here to gesture navigation. And if you go there, we're now getting a small line here at the bottom of the display instead of the full button array. So if you swipe partially up, it'll take you to your recent apps. If you swipe from the side, it'll take you back. And then if you swipe all the way up, it'll take you home. Now with the Moto G Stylus 2026, we're getting a very large 6.7-inch display. Now it is very difficult, if not impossible, to reach all portions of the operating system with just one hand. So let me show you how to enable one-handed mode. So what you're gonna do is go to the settings on the device, go to search, type in 1, and you'll see it right there, one-handed mode, go there, and then go here, and then enable that. And this actually works best if you're in the gesture navigation mode, but if you swipe down, it pulls down the entire display. Then from there, you can access really anything. You can get to the top of your notifications. You can access apps at the top here as well. And then to get out of this, simply tap outside of it. But that's one-handed mode here with the device. You also have options here to show the notifications directly instead. And there's also one-handed mode shortcut, which adds this little shortcut to the side of the device, giving you direct access to one-handed mode. Now, I really like how fantastic the display looks on this device. And if you go to the settings and you go then down to display, there are lots of different customizations available here. Now, one of the ones that I want to especially show you here right now is display refresh rate. And by default, it's set to smart and balanced. Now in general, that does give you a nice medium to save your battery life. And if you want the most battery life and most efficiency, you can force the phone to go to 60 Hertz. But I actually recommend just switching over to hyper smooth. That keeps the phone always in 120 Hertz. And I just feel like it's the smoothest way to use the phone. And I just in general recommend doing that. But in this area, you can make adjustments to the color of the display. You can also change the font and the text size, and there's many other things here too that I recommend exploring. Now back here in the main settings, if you go down to gestures, which, where is it? It's hiding. There it is right there. If you go to gestures, there's a lot of good stuff here, and many of these I did already show you. So I showed you navigation, I showed you sidebar, one-handed mode, but another one here is swipe to split. So you can swipe your finger back and forth across the screen to see 2 apps in split screen. So you might want to give that one a try. We also have quick launch, so you can double tap on the top third of the back of your phone to access different custom actions. So if you go to the gear here, you can pick what you want that to do. You can even have it open up an app on your device, which is really nice. So definitely give that one a try. There's also quick capture, so twist your wrist to open up the camera. So there we go, it opened up the camera, so that works really well. There's also fast flashlight, so turn the flashlight on and off in 2 chopping motions. And do it again, now it's off. There's also lift to unlock, so unlock your phone by lifting it and looking at the screen. So you might want to try that out as well. there's pick up to silence, and then finally flip for DND. So I just recommend exploring all of these options in the gestures settings, and I'm sure there's definitely some good ones there that you'll want to give a try. But this concludes my video on tips, tricks, and hidden features for the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2026. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.